Hi team, welcome to FJAW, Following Jesus at Work. I was talking to the big boss today, the really big boss. Doesn't really matter which boss, you've got a really big boss where you are. And the really big boss has just inherited a new team. And in the new team is a big boss and a couple of deputy bosses and some team leaders and those kinds of roles. Now, the big boss of this team has gone on a holiday, and so one of the deputy bosses is now in charge. Now, the deputy boss has got a different way of doing things to the big boss who's normally there. And here is their chance to make the changes that they've always wanted to. Now, this deputy boss is kind of one of us. Who's one of us? Well, one of the team. You know, yeah, I've got this extra bit of responsibility, and sure, I get paid a little bit extra and I go to fancy meetings every now and then, but you know, I'm one of us. I'm one of the team, and hey, what a great opportunity to pad things out for ourselves and finally get this place running the way we've always wanted. Problem is, the big boss is going to come back, and the project that's got things running as they are, which has been going for the last 3 years, is going to be a big controversy when it gets tipped over. And it is getting tipped over. Now, the other deputy boss is also going to have a turn before the other boss gets back from their holiday. So this deputy boss for a bit, a couple of months, then the next deputy boss. And the other deputy boss, well, they also got a different way of seeing the world. They also got some aspirations, want to make some impressions, want to please the people that maybe might choose them to take the big boss's shoes when the time comes to make a decision about that. Not all that popular with the team, but no skin off their nose. They're not aiming to please the team. They know who they're aiming to please. You know, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And when you have a leadership team that has no unity, and we're not talking about uniformity here either, we're just talking about a lack of unity, a lack of commitment to the same sets of goals, to the same outcomes, to the same emphasis and focus on team culture. No matter how great the product is or how much potential the service has, it's always going to be fraught with controversy, with high turnover, with sick leave, with burnout, with stress, with favoritism, all of those toxic things that make a workplace culture an awful place to be. You've got factions and this tribe and that tribe. You've got those in that camp and these in this camp here. And the big boss doesn't know what to do, because this has been going on for years, festering, and everyone knows it. Time to make some difficult decisions in this scenario, and oftentimes when you have to make difficult decisions and you've tried all avenues to create some alignment and given people every opportunity to get onto the same page, sometimes you need to make a switch in the people. And if you're going to make a switch of personnel, then sometimes you need to make a switch of combination. So rather than replacing one person, sometimes you need to replace two people, because that's the actual fundamental shift you need to see in the team and the service and the program. So it stings and it hurts and it's an unpleasant decision to make. And it's not the first one you should make. This is on the back of trying many other approaches. Then hire for combination as well. Have a think about combination. And where you have leadership teams that need to work together, the worst mistake you can make is to just employ for that single role without considering who's in that role, what sort of attributes will be complementary to them, which ones will actually serve one another well, and create alignment in terms of the personality rather than competition, both in terms of personality but also hiring two people with the very same kinds of competencies and skill sets. And so I learnt this from Jesus. I learnt this from the way he led his team, but also that a house divided cannot stand against itself.